Well, we're here with David OLeary. He's the spokesperson for the Black Scarf movement. Of course, they've got the march that's happening today. Going to be marching from here to the stadium to protest. I mean, David, tell us a bit more about the march. There's been a lot of misconceptions about it. What's the march all about?
The march primarily is to raise awareness of our discontent with the board, misuse of the funds that we hard-working fans are paying into the club. Players that clearly aren't interested in playing for the club, and you know, really we want a fairer deal from Arsenal towards us fans.
And when you say a fairer deal, what are the specific areas that you're complaining about?
Specifically, ticket pricing. We're considering, you know, pushing forward for safe standing, things like that. Anything to make the fan experience better, but really for the board to get more of a control under what you and I, the general day-to-day Arsenal fan, wants from the club, really.
Now, there's a lot of times the board, they put out a message that, you know, they're trying to really connect with the fans, and that, you know, they have a better relationship with their fans than most other clubs. I mean, would you say that's true of Arsenal? It's
a tough question in that, really. I probably disagree with it, well, probably fairly strongly in fairness, but they're more it feels like a corporate machine these days, as opposed to a hand-to-mouth club that, you know, not saying you really want people on best friend terms and be able to speak to Ivan Gazidis, but they just feel such a disconnection and alienation from the fans to the club these days that I just feel like a number in that ground now, as opposed to someone, you know, a valued member of the Arsenal club, really.
Now, I'm sure you'll be aware that there's a lot of people who've been sort of taking this march as sort of, you know, they complain about Arsene Wenger and, you know, get Wenger out. And I've seen a lot of things on Twitter and Facebook where people have been moaning and saying, you know, you guys are being disloyal. I mean, what's your message with that?
Well, I think it's the complete opposite. We're not being disloyal. We want the best for the club. We want the fans to have the best experience. We want the club to try its hardest. We want the players to be committed to playing for Arsenal. You know, it's the best form of loyalty, isn't it? Is to actually take a stand and physically try and make things better, which is what we're doing. In terms of it being a Wenger out thing, it's completely it's miles off the mark. We've never once had that as one of the statements to override Arsene. We've always supported him throughout difficult times, which we're in at the moment. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of club members, as there are for the AST and various other supporters clubs, who are discontented with how Arsene Wenger is at the moment. But in terms of the BSM overall, that's certainly not one of our policies, no.
So it's not against Arsene Wenger, it's purely you want to protest to the board that you're unhappy on these issues? 100%.
It's all about the board. It's all about the board, yeah, exactly that.
What sort of numbers are you expecting today for the march?
We've got 2,000 fully fledged members now, so if we got half of that, we think we'd be doing quite well. If we got 1,000 people, in fairness, we had 200 at the last march when we weren't really established that well, but our numbers are increasing daily because of the amount of people who just feel so alienated from the club these days.
And do you think the board are going to listen to this?
Whether they listen or not, I think we're certainly making a stand and trying to get them to listen. Nothing will happen overnight, but yeah, I think it'll be a big stand. We've been on Sky Sports News this morning. We're doing London tonight very shortly. Yourselves have been kind enough to come along as well, so our voice is getting heard and our numbers are mounting all the time. So yeah, I hope so.
And finally, I mean, what is your message? What would be your direct message to the board right now if they're watching this? What is your message to them about what you want for Arsenal?
Our message is listen to what us fans are saying. You know, it's fine. It's great that our club's so well run and has got £70 million in the bank. That's fantastic. But use that money wisely. Buy the good players. Keep the players. Keep Theo Walcott. Keep Bakary Sagna. You know, the thought of them being outside of the calendar this year, or sorry, for next year, to me straight away says they're probably not going to be hanging around. That's disappointing. Two players there who have been loyal to Arsenal. Theo come up pretty much from a schoolboy from Southampton to Arsenal. We don't want those players to go. Spend that extra money. We've got the manager earning one of the highest amounts of money in Europe. We're paying the top ticket prices, but we're paying champagne prices for lemonade football, really.
Fan TV here. We're on the BSM March. We're here with one of the organisers of the Black Scarf Movement, Kelvin. Big turnout, Kel.
Yeah, very nice indeed, very nice. People finally realise what we're about. You know, it's about the balls. I mean, I don't know what red and white are going to bring to the table, but the club, the people who are running our club, should listen to them and see what they've got to do.
Well, you've got to be pleased with this today.
I am very
It's a good
pleased.
turnout, and you know, we're getting towards the ground. How do you think the other fans are going to receive it? Because not everybody's been behind this.
No, of course not, because there's been lots of misinformation put out there about it's all being about Arsene Wenger. It's not. It's about the board. And when we did the march once before, we had about half this amount turn up. And when we got down to the ground, we were given a standing ovation by everyone that we passed. And we know when we get down to the pub down the road where Swansea are, we know through contact with them, they are backing us as well. Because some of the things that we're looking at is not just about the Arsenal, it's about football in general. Hence the banner, let's kick greed out of football. There's too many people coming into our beloved game, taking money out, and the supporters are the ones that are having to pay for it all, you know. We want them, with all the money that they're getting, to be able to invest it back in the club so everybody benefits. And by doing that, it means cheaper tickets for everyone. £63 the other week against Tottenham was the cheapest ticket. That's absolutely ridiculous. I know it's £25 a day, but that's what it should be every week.
Sir?
I've come in Arsenal since 1969. I just go away games and go Europe. I refuse to go in the ground anymore because they don't want people like me from working class background Islam people. They don't want us.
Strong views, strong views.
I agree. This man here is on the money, exactly right. It's so difficult to afford tickets. £120 to watch a game against Tottenham. Put your travel on top of it, your food, your drink. It's a £200 day. That's not how football should be. Not how football should be.
And your message again to the board today?
Just listen to what we got to say. Look at the support, look at the level of people we had here today, you know, and this was just a fraction of the members we've got. We just want you to listen to what we've got to say. Ticket price is ridiculous, losing top players, we deserve a fair deal.